You remember the day you graduated from the Lego City Police Academy? Your uniform was pressed, your badge was clean, and your plastic smile was as bright and yellow as every other face in that auditorium. Chief Dunby shook your hand at the podium and told you the city was counting on you.
This city needs officers who believe in what they're doing. Welcome to the Lego City PD, son.
You believed him. You believed all of it. You were 23 years old, and you genuinely thought that putting on that blue uniform meant something. You thought you were going to be Chase McCain. Everyone wanted to be Chase McCain back then. He was the one they talked about at the academy, the detective who cracked the Rex Fury case, went undercover 17 times in a single investigation, dressed as a farmer, a miner, a fireman, an astronaut, and somehow still brought in the most dangerous criminal Lego City had ever seen. They kept a framed photograph of him in the hallway outside the briefing room. Every cadet walked past it every morning. You walked past it every morning. You told yourself you were going to be exactly like him.
That's gonna be me. That with enough work, enough commitment, enough of the right decisions, my face would end up on that wall one day. Hopefully.
It starts the way it always starts, not dramatically, not with a moment you can point to and say, that is where I lost it. That is where the line was. It starts with something small. It starts with a Tuesday. You pull over a brick-red sports car on the east side of the Harbor District, just past the docks where the cargo containers are stacked 6 high. The driver is a wide man in a white suit who smells like Octane Premium and wears a watch that costs more than your annual salary. He looks at you the way people look at parking meters. You are an inconvenience, a temporary delay in his day. He does not reach for his license. He reaches into the glove compartment and pulls out a small stack of gold studs, sets them on the dashboard between you without a word.
You didn't say anything. Neither did I. Have a good shift, officer. Buy yourself something nice.
You stand there for 8 seconds. You count them. You think about Chase McCain and the photograph on the wall. You think about your locker at the precinct, the one with the crack in it from 2019 that Dunby promised would be fixed and never was. You think about the mandatory unpaid overtime, the broken equipment, the vending machine on the 3rd floor that has been out of order for 4 months because nobody in charge of this city actually cares about the people inside it.
You take the studs, you let him go. You write in your report that the vehicle was not located.
Dispatch, vehicle not located. Continuing patrol.
By the end of that month, you have done it 11 more times. By the end of the year, you have done it enough times that you have stopped counting, because counting implies a number, and a number implies an amount, and an amount implies a total. And you have decided, quietly, professionally, with the calm precision of a man who has been on the job long enough to understand how things actually work in Lego City, that totals are for accountants. The city has a way of teaching you things the academy never did. The academy taught you procedure. The city teaches you reality. The reality is that Lego City runs on studs, and studs flow to whoever holds the power. And power in this city has nothing to do with a badge, and everything to do with who you know and what you are willing to do for them. The politicians know it, the businessmen know it. The guys running the construction contracts down by the waterfront know it. The only people who do not know it are the cadets walking past Chase McCain's photograph every morning. And you feel something close to pity for them, though pity is easier to feel than the other thing underneath it, the thing that has no clean name. Your first real introduction to how deep it goes comes through a man named Pappalardo. Not Vinny Pappalardo, though everyone in the East Precinct knows that name and knows to say it quietly, away from open windows. This is a cousin, a connection, a man who operates 3 businesses on Albatross Street, and whose actual business is the space between the 3 of them. He finds you the way these people always find the right cops. Gradually, indirectly, through a chain of small favors that you only recognize as a chain when you are already several links deep and turning back would require explaining every link to someone above you who would not want to hear it. By the time Papalardo sits across from you in the back booth of a Southside diner, he tells you directly what he needs.
Sir, I just need to know when the harbor patrol boat rotates. That's all. If you do it well, the rest takes care of itself. I can do that, Papalado.
He is not asking you to do anything dramatic. The brilliance of it, you come to understand, is how little you actually have to do. The system does the rest. It is built to miss things when the right person looks slightly to the left at the right moment. You look slightly to the left. You do it consistently and without drawing attention. And in return, your mortgage gets paid, your daughter gets private school, and your car gets replaced with something that does not make that grinding noise on the left side you had been ignoring for 3 years. The city around you continues in its Lego City way. Fires break out and get put out. Criminals get chased across rooftops in helicopters. And someone, every single week without fail, falls into the river.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter. Hey!
You have personally responded to 47 river incidents in your career. 47 times, you stood at the edge of that brown-gray water and watched some citizen bob to the surface, completely undamaged, plastic limbs intact, expression unchanged, because Lego City faces do not do expressions. The Chase McCain problem arrives in your 3rd year of working the arrangement. McCain himself is gone by this point, transferred, though nobody says where. What matters is that his spirit never actually left, because it lives now in a detective named Harlow, 3 years out of the academy, with that specific, focused brightness in her eyes that you recognize because you used to have it. Harlow is asking questions not about you directly, but about the harbor, about the manifests.
The numbers on the east side don't add up. Incident reports are up, but arrests are down. Someone's filing something they shouldn't be filing.
You hear about Harlow on a Wednesday. By Thursday morning, you have already made 3 calls.
He's a good kid. Bit ambitious for where he is. Might be worth pointing him somewhere that suits his experience better. Northside has openings, I believe.
Harlow gets reassigned to traffic violations on the north side within a month. She does not know why. He will spend the next several years writing tickets and turning the question over, and the answer is that she did nothing wrong, which is exactly the problem. And you are sorry about it the way you are sorry about the rain, which is to say you register it and move through it. Chief Dunby is the other variable you manage carefully. Dunby is not corrupt the way you are corrupt. He is corrupt in the comfortable, deliberately incurious way that administrators sometimes become. He has decided, over a long career, that certain questions are better left unasked because the answers would require action, and action would require courage, and courage is not actually required to collect a pension. Dunby sees the numbers you present him. The numbers are good. Arrests are up in the categories that get reported, down in the ones that complicate narratives. He shakes your hand at the annual review and tells you,
Hey, my star man. Cleanest numbers in the precinct. 3 years running. Whatever you're doing out there, keep doing it.
You hold his hand for exactly the right amount of time and tell him thanks.
Just doing the job, Chief. That's all any of us can do.
The system that you've built is now layered and corrupt. The one where the construction contracts on the new police station went to a company connected to a man who introduced himself to you at a fundraiser through a very specific handshake. A 67 handshake!
Also, another statement of this city corruption is the one where the evidence locker has a shelf that gets cleared every quarter, and the paperwork explaining the clearance is signed by someone who has not physically entered the building in 2 years. The one where the River Rescue Unit has been underfunded every budget cycle not by accident, but because a well-funded River Rescue Unit would complicate the movement of certain things between certain points along the waterfront. And you submitted the memo recommending the cuts yourself, calmly, with 3 supporting data points, and Dunby signed it without reading past the first paragraph. The river is still taking people, Every week is the same as before. You used to wonder how it happened so consistently, but you know, the man isn't falling. He is attempting to clip through the map geometry. He is the only minifigure who has realized they are trapped in a plastic simulation controlled by a giant hand from the sky. Every time he throws himself into the abyss, he is trying to break through the rendering barrier to escape into the real world. Papa Lardo stopped being careful. Arrangements are only as stable as the least careful person inside them, and Papa Lardo has a problem on the docks that he handles in a way that is visible. A container gets opened at the wrong moment by a junior officer who never received the message about looking slightly to the left. A conversation gets recorded because someone forgot to sweep for recording devices, which is a basic operational failure, and now there is a file. The file lands on your desk because everything connected to the harbor comes through your desk. You sit with it for 4 minutes. You read the relevant pages twice. Then you make a decision. You write a detailed report. You flag the jurisdictional questions that require consultation with the district attorney's office before charges can be filed, a process that will take a minimum of 4 months. You alert every supervisor in the chain. You build a paper trail that demonstrates complete diligence and make sure that everything is back to normal to touch anything that needs protecting. By the time the legal questions resolve, the container will be gone and Papa Lardo will have had enough time to restructure whatever he needs restructuring. You submit the report at 4:47 on a Thursday afternoon. On the way out, you stop at the vending machine on the 3rd floor. It has finally been repaired, 7 months after you put in the original request. You get a coffee, take the elevator to the ground floor, and walk out of the precinct into the Lego City afternoon, where the sky is that particular shade of blue Lego skies always are, flat and certain, without any clouds that were not intentionally placed there. Across the road, someone near the harbor points toward the water and shouts. You do not need to hear the full sentence. You have heard it 47 times. Now 48.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter. Hey!
You watch the small figure surface, pop up from the brown water with that same, as always, unreadable face, intact, floating until someone extends a hand. You think about the badge and Dunby and Harlow in his traffic booth, and Papa Lardo's container, and Chase McCain's photograph and every stud that has moved through your hands across 15 years. The thing about this city is that nobody actually breaks. They fall in, they surface, they get pulled out, they walk away, and the city clicks back together and continues. Your radio crackles.
Unit 7, we have a report of a male in the river at the East Harbor Crossing. Rescue unit is unavailable. Can you respond?
You reach for it. Unhurried, professional, the way you do everything now. Your badge catches the flat Lego City light as you turn back toward the precinct. Clean, bright, still shining.
Dad, I'm on my way.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City because he wants to escape the unknown hand upstairs. He just wants to escape the simulation. Please, get me out of this here. Get me out of here, please. That's right. The man is coming for me. Please.